say Jesus Christ? All right, can I say Jesus Christ, or do I have to say Yahweh? Do I have to say Yeshua? All right, do I have to say these titles that a lot of people have placed on the Messiah? Do I have to say that in order to get the kingdom? I got to say these different titles. All right, you got to find it in the Bible. If you can't find it in the Bible, that means it's not biblical. All right.
The book of Matthew, chapter 1 and verse 21. And she shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Jesus.
Gonna call his name what?
Jesus.
What does it say right there?
Jesus.
It says Jesus right there. All right, come on.
He shall save his people from their sins.
All right, and he shall save his people from their sins. That's what Jesus means. All right. Salvation, he saves. That's what it means. All right. The same as Joshua means the same thing. Yeshua means the same thing. All right. Yahweh. All right. So let's go to Acts 4 and 12. This is where they get it from. All right.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 4 and verse 12.
Neither
is there salvation in any other, for there is none other name under heaven given among men.
All right, so this is where people get tripped up at when they read in the book of Acts, when it says there's no salvation in any other. Who is it talking about?
For there is none other name under heaven given among men.
All right, so this is where people get tripped up at. All right, so this is where people get tripped up at. All right, so this is where people get tripped up at. When they read in the book of Acts, when it says there's no salvation in any other. Who is it talking about here? We read it in Matthew chapter 1 and verse 21. It's talking about Jesus the Christ, or Yeshua, or Yahweh. Whatever name you choose to call him, it means he saves. Okay, come on.
For there is none other name under heaven given among men.
All right, so there is no other name. All right, no other name. So when you read the word name, you got to understand the different definitions of the word name. Was that it on that scripture?
No, sir.
Come on.
Whereby we must be saved.
All right, whereby we must be saved. And we're going to get to that latter part, but I want to get to the definitions of the word name first. All right, come on. Pull it up. All right, give me the first definition of the word name.
Name. A word or phrase that constitutes the distinctive designation of a person or thing.
So this is where people get tripped up at when they read in the book of Acts, when it says there's no salvation in any other. Who is it talking about here? We read it in Matthew chapter 1 and verse 21. It's talking about Jesus the Christ, or Yeshua, and we're going to get to that latter part, but I want to get to the definitions of the word name first. All right, come on, pull it up. All right, give me the first definition of the word name.
Name. A word or phrase that constitutes the distinctive designation of a person or thing.
All right, so you can name somebody, all right? It's a distinctive destination of a person. Okay, come on.
B, a word or symbol used in logic to designate.
I want to give all the praises and the honor to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem Recha HaKwadash, and double honors to the elder apostles and bishops of Great Millstone. Honors as well to you, brethren. Shalom to the hopeful elect, Shalom. So anyway, so ran across this video with the IUIC. I'm going to try to run through this video. 15 minutes with the captains. Can I say the name Jesus Christ? So apparently he must have heard, or they must have overheard us pushing the name doctrine and pushing us the truth of the name of the Lord, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And I don't know why anybody would fight against it, but these guys fight against the mark as well. So it all makes sense in Matthew 13 and 9, 13 and 11. Now, anyway, what is also disturbing is Acts 4 and 12. When they read that, they said this might trip you up. like as if to say, you got to watch this scripture so you don't say the name Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. It's almost like they're saying that. I never seen anybody fight to say the name Jesus, man. This is crazy. You woke up to the fact that you're a Hebrew Israelite, but you're using the Greek name. You're calling on Jesus. Now, these guys also, which we'll go into, they also went into saying the name of the Lord means many names, right? And, well, that's what they said. Although it says no other name under heaven, not names under heaven, but there's reason why I said no other name to single out its name from all the other names. I don't know. I don't know why these guys, I guess Matthew 13:11, it is not given to them to know the mystery. But anyway, they quoted Matthew 1:21, and she shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Yahawashah. Well, they said Jesus here. For he shall save his people from their sins. So, we're going to go into that word, Jesus, and we're going to show you how it always comes back to Yahawashah. So, we're going to look up the name Jesus, G2424. Let's see what it says. Iuic, right? But when you go on down, let's go on down. It says Jesus, Jehovah is salvation, no J. Jesus, the Son of God. Jesus, Barnabas. Jesus, Joshua, right? So they're implying that because it says Jesus, then you can just call him Joshua if you want. You can call him yogurt if you want. They even said that you could call the Lord yogurt. And this is why we must root out this corrupt doctrine. But anyway, when you're going down to Iuic, right? Iuic, let me just play it first.
Strong's G 2424. Iuic.
Iuic, right? You go on down here, and it says the Jesus. Let me see. It says here Jesus. Iuic. Okay, it just says Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. But now when you go down to the Strong's definition is H3091. H3091. Let's see what that says. Got to bear with me a little bit because I'm scrolling through it. H3091 goes on to say Yahusha.
Strong's H3091. Yehoshua.
So it's Yehoshua.
Second entry.
Okay.
Yehoshua.
That's got a couple of entries, right? Yehoshua, or Yahawashah, right? But it says here, Joshua, Jehovah is salvation, right? Yahushua. Now, what I did is I clipped a little bit of this clip out of the Hebrew on here. And let's see what it says. Let's go to the name. G3686, it says, and his name is Jesus. So okay, let's go there. See what it says. Onoma.
Strong's G 3686. Anima.
So it says right here the name universal of proper names with an S. Where'd that come from? Because they're linking, because Yahawashah's name means salvation. But this is why you have Acts 4:12, because there's no other salvation. This particular salvation, the deliverance of the elect, that no other name under heaven you shall be saved. Right? So you had Joshua. You had various names of salvation. But this particular name, there's no other name under heaven which thou shalt be saved. So it says name, universal, proper names. The name is used for everything, which the name covers. Everything. So we go down here to the base of it. It says G1097. Let's see what it says here. Sometime it take a little going into.
Strong's G 1097. Gnosko.
It says to learn, to know, to come to know. You hear that, Iuic? To get knowledge of, to perceive, to become known, to know, to understand, to perceive, to have knowledge of, to know, right? To know. So when you go to the root of this word name, when you go to the base of it, G1097, it means to know. You have to know this name. This is what we talked about in the past when universalism in the Bible, such as the word Gentile, stranger, where words have become known, names have become known to mean several different things. And that's the confusion part of it. This is why you must go back to the Hebrew to apply the particular context with the text you're talking about. Clearly, you can't put anybody else's name on Yahweh's name, right? You got a lot of people today named Paul, a lot of people today named Peter. But you have a select number, like you have athletes. You have top names like Steph Curry or whatever. If you hear somebody else named Steph Curry, you're not going to look at them as the same Steph Curry. It's not going to be the same one. So I really can't understand why are people trying to link the Messiah's name with a whole bunch of other names of the world, and Greek at that. This doesn't make sense. Okay, anyway, I went on further, and each time what I found out is each time that I copied some of the so-called Hebrew on here, the name always comes up as Yeshua or Yehoshua. It always come back. Let me go back here on the name. Let's go back here again. Let's read some of the lexicon commentary. The Strong's, the Thayer's Greek. Well, let me read a little bit of this. It says Jesus, and according, and then when you copy Jesus right beside it, it says, and Jesus, and according to the late form, Syriac, i.e., whose help is Jehovah, but later writings gave the name the force of, and let's copy this and see what this says. The force of, I already know what it's going to go back to, H3444. Yeshua. Yahweh. There we go. Let's see what it says.
Strong's H3444. Yeshua.
Here it doesn't have a second entry because, the confusing part of the English language is you'll take names and you'll put names everywhere, and they'll have all kinds of, you'll have the same name but different meanings, or you'll have the same name with the same meanings, and they'll put on, and you manage to do this on the Lord's name. Now it also goes to say surname, okay? It actually says surname. A surname means an added name derived from an occupation or other circumstances, a nickname. And we can see that's exactly what happened. A nickname, a surname Jesus. In fact, I'm looking at it right here. Onoma means presumed derivative from the base, as I read, G1097. Okay. Compared to G3685, let's see what that says. G3685, anome me, okay, to be useful. Okay, so when we go back here to G1097, it goes back to know, to call on and to know. So that's very serious, to make sure you call on the name of the Lord. Now, when you go to Joel, I think second chapter, it says, whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be delivered. That's the Lord's name in a nutshell. He is the deliverer. So I want to go here. It says, let me go on down here. It says, translate. The Strong's definition is anoma means called, the name, literally or figuratively, authority character called surname. And that's an added name. You're not supposed to add names, add to the scriptures. It just seems that these guys, they just want an excuse to continue to call on Jesus Christ, So anybody that needs help out of the Christian church that want to convert over to an Israelite group, and they want to continue to hold on to that part of Christianity, there's your help. These are the guys to bring it to. And this is why a lot of people that leave this group, they go right back into Christianity. They go right back where they started, or even worse. But these are supposed to be Hebrew Israelites. Anyway, that's all I have on that. Shalom.